glance,
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 glance.
glance.
Really believe, Mr. Nobley, that you can know the worth of a person at a glance?
Okay, so on first glance, if you look at both heads, you don't see anything different.
That's what you see at first glance. First glance. First glance.
Well, at first glance, I see you shortchanged yourself in some deductions.
Because even a cursory glance at this document has convinced me that there's no such person as Pumpkin.
I think he painted over the clay so no one would notice this spot on a first or even a second glance.
Do you see any trends based on those dates?
At first glance, no. I'll do a full analysis.
The big guys barely glance at each other, but they're ready to respond as a unit easily. Trying to cheat.
It was a glance, that's all.
So the checklist is the first page on every patient clipboard. So you can see at a glance that Mr. Aranda has been checked in for coughing up blood.
We'll run the usual test, but first glance, carpet fibers aren't a match. Your girl wasn't killed in our office.
Methinks the lady doth protest too much.
The lady dothn't.
Mr. Mendoza is present.
Under protest.
Cornwall is present.
Under protest. Under protest. Under protest.
Mr. Ullman is present. Mr. Walsh is present. Ms. Gouster is present. And Mr. Haas is.
Portia was president of her high school class. Mom. And she resigned in protest over funding for the girls' sports program. She led a school-wide walkout.
We're here on the Lower East Side for the Grand Street housing protest.
False.
I didn't think about that at the time. I just figured he wanted to stage a protest or something. So I told him.
You and I will quietly go our separate ways. And I'll thank you. Not to protest.
First assignment is to determine if any of the victims were targeted because of their involvement in the protest. Uniforms are bringing families to the precinct as we speak.
Groups and community businesses?
Yeah, that's him. He's the one who organized the protest outside the nightclub.
Evidence begs to differ. His prints are in the system from his arrest at a political protest a decade ago. I ran him against the partial. It's not a match.
For the shooting of Ferris Air Flight 637 to protest the People's Republic of China's treatment of me for betraying and abandoning me.
Hey, Danny just called. He's at HPD. He just got a hit on a protest organizer you're going to want to take a look at.
Hi. Why protest here?
Congress has to take this seriously.
rhythm,
Rhythm.
Rhythm. Rhythm.
Rhythm.
What if she doesn't sign it?
Deep breaths. Steady rhythm. Steady rhythm. Steady rhythm. Drive and glide.
It shows her that you can compromise, work together. Find a rhythm. Find a rhythm. Find a rhythm. Move forward in the same direction.
It's psychology. You get him to lower his guard. One sentence at a time. Build a rhythm. It's a lot like music.
Wow, they just totally threw me off rhythm.
Felix rhythm. We have to be close enough to touch.
Well, all in all, it was a pretty good childhood, full of repeated rhythms and patterns.
Jordan. Normal sinus rhythm. Heart rate's fine.
BP's dropping.
For 14 minutes, I leaned against the window, feeling the rhythm of the train moving.
That's how I did it.
And then I met you. And we just fell into this rhythm like we had known each other forever.
How can he be seizing? He has no heart rhythm.
Starting compressions.
situate,
Situate.
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 Classic.
They're just getting situated in San Diego. You know, new place.
You tracked me down, Harold.
Just flew in to get Owen situated with a new identity and destiny.
Dell had just joined the foundation. Part of my job was to get him situated. There were a couple of incidents.
There is one bunker situated in a caisson in the Brooklyn Bridge, which was built but never decommissioned.
If I have not gotten my psyche situated straight, it's because the shit's continually been hitting the fan without respite.
Nope. Oh, how rude of me not to situate you. Doing Emily a favor.
It is to be judged unfairly, and because it's just possible that while I am uniquely situated to offer you your freedom.
Free Hodge! Follow me. I'll get you situated and I'll bring your husband in.
We know they had other common elements, close freeway access, long, wide driveways that can fit a semi, and both are situated in between empty lots or unoccupied houses, minimizing the nosy neighbor factor.
Angry. Angry.
Angry.
Angry. Angry.
Yes. When I was angry, a week after everything happened.
But you're not angry now?
No.
Am I angry? Am I angry? Am I angry? Yes.
But wasn't this an accident, ma'am? Answer.
No, an accident is unintentional. What your client did to me was intentional.
You sound angry, ma'am.
How do you know?
Someone videotaped you.
Who?
Are you angry at Dad?
No.
He's a French-Canadian contortionist. He gets very angry when I laugh at him.
But I need you in these depositions.
What is it?
Internet suit just dropped into our lap, suing the search engine Chum Home. They don't want to go to court, so we're trying to scare them into settlement. Just look angry and intense.
I can do that.
Is she angry?
I don't know.
What expression do you see?
Expression?
What emotion do you think this person is feeling right now?
No. Angry?
No. Surprise.
I'm not angry at her. Why should you be?
I had to talk to you somehow.
Another piece of fiction, much like the yarn you spun about not having the FBI's art manifest.
You have a right to be angry. I lied to you.
Specialize. Specialize.
Specialize. Specialize.
Specialize.
Software company, we specialize in AI applications, I assume you know that.
This is my partner, Nick Burkhardt. He specializes in unusual cases.
He specializes in giving people new identities.
You know, I work with some physicians over at the hospital who specialize in sleep disorders. I could make a referral.
Plunkett, you're a lawyer. You specialize in environmental law with a focus on forestry.
So I specialize in horse racing, hockey, and baseball, but we bet on all sports here.
That lists therapists and counselors, as well as several support groups that specialize in victims of violent crimes and women who have lost a child.
But in a very different way. This man specializes in murders that do not appear to be murders at all. If Moran was a sledgehammer...
Shaft is some type of specialized polymer which is stronger than your typical carbon fiber. This is a custom job.
Unidac is a small research and development technology company that specializes in seismic infringement.
C. Stein specialized in transmutation.
I specialize in finding them. Bakshi here, well, he makes them suffer.
My name is Phil Coulson, and I'm here to help. My group specializes in helping people like you who have gifts.
Local Chinese gangs that specialize in human smuggling.
Okay, we need a name. Work for the kids.
Yeah, adolescents mainly, trying to keep them out of jail. Specialize in hard cases.
We specialize in cross-border crime. These kidnappers may have done another one in Florence.
Express.
Express. Express. Express. Express.
We were able to dig in, really express our feelings, express our feelings, express our feelings.
That's it?
Al, a draft of a peace treaty has been dispatched to me via messenger from the Kung Fu Express. Kung Fu Express. Kung Fu Express.
On behalf of the Nova Corps, we'd like to express our profound gratitude for your help in saving Xandar.
I have to go.
Good, you're angry. You need to express that. Talk to me. I'm here for you.
Well, I'm going to express myself very directly.
And in the back or anything? Well then, I really hate to ask this more than you know, but do you take American Express?
You testified that my client failed to express remorse.
My associates may be headed to the alley, but the 940 bus from Crescent Circle is about to collide with the Starlight Freight Express. Tell him whatever it is your heart needs to express. And do it now.
Look, I don't mean to pry, but she did express some anxiety about all of this.
Way. Way.
Way.
Way.
Way.
Sugar! Oh, Bill, man, you have dropped some weight, haven't you?
Let me just weigh your salad. Weigh your salad. Weigh your salad.
Mom, I'm sure you'll pull yourself together like I did.
Tell Mom that I currently weigh 165 pounds. I weigh 165 pounds. I weigh 165 pounds, and that I'm having regular bowel movements.
Women are brutal. Hey, we don't have any fucking pigs.
I know. That's why there's the ocean. You weigh her down, take her out to sea. Now, you do run the risk of her washing ashore unless you just jam her into an oil drum and just pack it with concrete.
Oh, please. You weigh 80 pounds. You don't have a hammy.
I made casts that weighed the same as the bones we found in that tree.
Well, I did, and one truck did weigh more when pulling into the station, and I already got the victim's weight from Mr. Abernathy.
No, because babies that weigh less than 16 ounces.
You only feel that way because you didn't get to weigh in on it.
You can let go of all the anger that weighs you down. I'll get him.
Elevator's empty except for safe. Gonna weigh a ton, at least.
Remember what he looked like?
I don't weigh him and measure him. I just take the money.
Feed.
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 Happy?
Have to feed. Have to feed. Have to feed.
You know Mike Peterson's hardware.
You want me to try to tap into his feed? Tap into his feed? Tap into his feed?
What are you reading?
Emily's Twitter feed. Emily's Twitter feed. Emily's Twitter feed. It's an excruciating medium.
She's hungry.
Feed her later. Let's get moving.
Right before we start. So he locked the doors, and then I went into the tech van to watch the feed.
So I told Coach if I'm open on the three-point guard, better feed me.
That's really interesting.
We will stay on this story and keep you up to date on any developments.
I need to see what's happening.
Okay, pulling up street camera feed.
I'll be buying in feed before winter's over.
Did you nurse Catherine yourself?
What?
Did you breastfeed her?
You did 2 months, and then you rolled over on 2 kids and let them go down for you. So don't feed me your fucking lies, Cameron.
Bars in New York that have a satellite feed of Chechen football.
Considerable.
Considerable.
Considerable. Considerable.
Considerable.
I'm a considerable gambler. I'm a considerable gambler. I'm a considerable gambler.
Amber ran off with a considerable sum of money, much of which I have a pretty fair claim to. Considerable sum of money, much of which I have a pretty fair claim to. Considerable sum of money, much of which I have a pretty fair claim to.
As a person who spent a considerable portion of his life incarcerated.
Facial dilapidation, still some larva infestation, considerable trauma from animals. You can see the tears.
Owing to his considerable fortune and my not inconsiderable knowledge, he has now assembled the most important collection of impressions.
If this was arson, and that's a considerable if.
But the gauge.
It's conceivable that Zhang could use his considerable influence to single-handedly end China's purchase of the U.S. debt.
No, and neither does Bracken.
We spent considerable resources trying to recover it, as did I, for over a year with no luck.
He's planning a bioweapon to take you out.
That's a considerable amount of work to go to.
Pardon?
I come from considerable wealth. In exchange for a little kindness, I can offer tremendous compensation.
If Mr. Nishimori decides to pull up stakes and move his considerable business ventures elsewhere, do you have any idea what will happen to the local economy?
I came for the photos of the writing on the victim's body. I've been asked to use my considerable skills to mine the words for possible clues.
If you'd care to put your considerable skills to use, there's a place for you among my merry men.
Okay. Well, then there's a considerable amount of paperwork to be gathered in that case.
Exit. Exit.
Exit.
Exit.
Exit.
So, the exit's that way. The exit's that way. The exit's that way.
Later, princess.
Run for the exit! Run for the exit! Run for the exit! I'll cover you!
What about you?
We just need to find the proper exit. Proper exit. Proper exit.
But the one outside near the exit did.
Just get off at Woodward. It's the next exit. I'll have them converge there.
All right, everyone. These are all the exits. Find anything you can to barricade the doors because we cannot let the monsters inside.
Light break. Stay in second. Looking for a good exit.
That we do not want to touch. Carol, we got a problem. The exit tunnel's wired with explosives. Look, we need another exit.
There isn't another exit.
Once we get Paige back, then we drop an exit plan.
Should aim for the exit.
Exit the east lobby in 22 seconds.
Coincidence.
Coincidence. Coincidence.
Coincidence.
Coincidence.
You expect me to believe that that was a coincidence? Coincidence? Coincidence?
No, not coincidence. Fate. Apparently, fate has a sense of humor.
Fate.
Coincidence. 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 That's all anything ever is. Nothing more than coincidence.
Tom Hansen.
Yeah.
There's no way that's a coincidence. It can't be a coincidence. Coincidence. Coincidence.
Biodoxic instant marriage in less than a week.
Coincidence? When you're at this as long as I've been, you stop believing in coincidence.
Morning, sir.
It's interesting, you two arriving at the exact same time for work. That's either a tremendous coincidence or you spent the night together, which according to my father means you got married.
Hey, is it a coincidence that sauce night happens to fall on the weekend and I have the dishes?
The kids are out of this environment. What a coincidence.
Some coincidence. I mean, you asking to have your party here and Hunt getting robbed right next door and by the same guy who rescued us at the warehouse?
I've done this. She had more reason than anyone in the Seven Kingdoms. Do you think it's a coincidence she disappeared the same night Joffrey died?
No, but...
I don't think that's a coincidence.
No, of course it's not a coincidence. It never is.
In a different location. What are the odds that that's coincidence?
That's not a coincidence.
The guy was killed with a 38. I pulled a 38 off of you, Reggie. What is that, coincidence? I didn't say I wasn't happy he was dead.
Are you telling me that us meeting was a coincidence?
Recruit.
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 Recruit me. Recruit me. Recruit me.
That I'm gonna help you? That you're gonna recruit me? Recruit me? Recruit me?
Decide for yourself.
To that end, I think our newest recruit ought to be afforded the opportunity to try his hand.
Shining prince. Essentially, he used Derek to recruit a slew of insecure, frustrated, and impressionable kids.
He was just a kid that lived across the street. The first year, Baby himself tried to recruit me for his organization. I said no.
You got some thinking to do. And we got some recruiting to do.
Yeah,
We need to recruit some talent, gentlemen.
Yeah, I want the A-list, the double D list.
Talk.
We bought ourselves some time, but we're gonna need to recruit some of the others. Only people we trust.
Rouse Miss Guthrie's ire. Anne and I will then take those chosen leads, we'll procure a ship, we'll recruit men, and we will create from nothing a new crew.
We have reasonable proposals to recruit men for the expedition, to procure supplies and to ferry them, but it will be the approach to dealing with the Nassau pirates by which the entire plan will be judged.
It was intended to induce key men on your crew to defect, then to recruit them ourselves.
He escaped.
Not exactly. Harkness's skills made him an ideal recruit for Task Force X.
To do this?
We don't have the time or resources to recruit from anywhere else.
I know, but 6 people?
Bringing in some more deputies.
The time for talk is over.
I'm authorizing you to recruit auxiliary officers.
Yeah,
How about Carter? Fullback from your year?
You think they're trying to recruit Donna Gill as a scientist?
That would be the best case scenario.
Minimize.
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 I made the cast from compression microfibers to help contain the shaking, minimize the damage, minimize the damage, minimize the damage.
I don't know, I feel like it's my responsibility to minimize the casualties, to minimize the casualties, to minimize the casualties.
You're a good cop, but I think you can be better if you minimize the distraction.
We're doing all we can to minimize your exposure on this thing.
Boat.
Yes, I do. I like to minimize risk.
Correct, but that's because this facility has a limited number of windows to minimize visual distractions and maximize climate control and security.
Deja vu. Tossing him out, or sending him to the movies, or locking him in the bathroom would also minimize Alvy's destructive force.
We could minimize the damage by injecting ice water into his abdominal cavity.
Material for weeks.
It's front page news either way. If his staff wants to minimize damage, they'll step back and let me do it.
If I'm involved, I can contain her, all right? I can minimize the collateral damage.
I'm removing the driest pieces to minimize our risk transporting it.
Remote trigger.
Of course.
Client wants us to minimize the collateral.
Not just to find the temple, but to assess its structural integrity, minimize injury or destruction.
Relevant.
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 Is kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, and relevant. Reverend. I'm pretty sure it's relevant. How can a Boy Scout be relevant? Relevant. Relevant.
Shani here made it all the way to Eagle Scout.
What's going on?
Mr. Holmes, while you're on the stand in my courtroom, you will limit yourself to testimony relevant to this case. Relevant to this case. Relevant to this case.
I will not answer that question.
Because you think I shouldn't.
Because it's not relevant. Not relevant. Not relevant.
2 years ago. And it couldn't be more relevant than it is today.
They are. What if I say something about Australia being England's old penal colony? You know, something like that, something relevant.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Hearing all this, I wonder if this idea of love affair that lasts forever is still relevant to us.
Disorder. But how is that relevant?
How is it not?
All I need to do is notify the relevant authorities, and voila! Randy's problem is solved.
Made the claim that Mr. Shane pulled the trigger himself. The relevant fact remains his relationship to one of the decedents.
Target. It's a hidden tracking program. I forwarded the relevant data to my phone.
It's not 4 seconds.
I can do it in 3. Not relevant.
In utter chaos.
We still haven't answered why this information is relevant now.
It's gonna work.
They're all solid plans till the first bullet flies, and then they're as relevant as yesterday's racing forms.
Air.
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 The beach. Houses built before 1997. Clean air, clean air, clean air. I bet the schools are good. I hadn't counted on the dying woman in the living room, but...
You have a plan, don't you? It's not about the clean air, clean air, clean air. It's all part of a plan.
Charlie?
Charlie, how about you and I go for a walk?
No. No thanks, Look, I think I'm gonna stay in today.
Come on. Fresh air will do you good.
Going off between the Marine Corps and the Air Force. So security clearance could narrow those choices.
The Air Force doesn't want us going through their dirty laundry.
I may not see the air as polluted, but that doesn't mean it's not.
Nice office.
Thanks. I get a lot more air here.
Hello, Kyriagos.
Oh, Mr. Agos. What can I do for you today?
Hello, Mr. Gross. I'm thrilled we got you. I've been trying you on your cell.
Yeah, I was up in the air. Now I'm on the ground, heading to your office.
What are you doing there, Kalinda?
How are you, Dana? I was just enjoying the night air.
I wanted to toast your new venture.
My new...
Yes, your little rebellion. It's in the air, like Les Miserables.
Everybody get back! Get back, give him air!
You're an amazing lady.
And you're an idiot. Air out the van and keep your smoke private. You hear me?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Elderly. Elderly.
Elderly.
Elderly.
Elderly.
Here, they'd put all their elderly, their infirm up into a tree, and they would shake it.
Answer his question, elderly man. Elderly man. Elderly man.
Look, just tell us what you saw after they fought.
The men destroyed my booth.
This elderly gent, excellent health.
That pool's a very slippery surface, and that elderly woman with the shower cap.
So what, we just relocate the entire town? What about the sick, the elderly?
Rosie, this is my house. She's just an elderly guest.
No one asked you, Ambrosia.
You work for me.
Who are the homeowners?
Nathan and Olivia Cameron. They're an elderly couple, semi-retired. God, I wish people could have more respect for the elderly.
An elderly woman by the name of Edna Miller lives there, but she's out of town for the week.
And crashed into another vehicle, killing an elderly couple.
Spur. 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 Spur.
Spud.
Generally, stately, elegant. His uniform, spotless, with the jeweled sword and shining spurs.
End of the summer.
Tonight.
Tonight.
Spur of the moment. Spur of the moment. Spur of the moment.
Tonight might be a little tough.
Come on!
Problem is, when a lot of folks can't get a horse to operate on a field, they'll get a little more bridle, get a little more shank on it, and drive a spur through the horse's shoulder.
To go to Budapest? No, I was just kind of, Bucharest, just spur of the moment kind of thing. You know?
But life changes. There's no question about that. There's no spur of the moment activities. You're not meeting people for dinner at the last minute.
Well, like I told you at Kaya's party, I killed all those people to spur you on a little bit and give you something to write about.
I thought you said your spurs were hung.
It's better to have and not need.
Hi, Hannah. Hi. Hi, Sheriff Mills.
Not me. My spurs are hung.
Oh.
A standing desk.
Yes, it's good for your posture, it spurs creativity, and generates confidence.
Your anger at the cur's impudence will disguise your desire to kill.
Or it may just spur me to strike even faster.
Stand still. I'm subjecting myself to her songs in the hope that they might spur some fresh line of thinking.
Invite us?
It was spur of the moment. Oh, and it was perfection.
You've got one overriding priority: complete construction of the rail spur to the Carolina Southern Track by the end of the month.
Revenue. Revenue.
Revenue. Revenue.
Revenue.
It's a payment.
To the CIA.
The CIA. They take 7% of my revenue. Revenue. In return, they let me use their planes.
The initial phase of development will boost your town's tax revenue. Tax revenue. Tax revenue.
Lies. Look, I think I found a way to put real revenue stream behind your research. And
The Laffer curve. Anyone know what this says? It says
that at this point on the revenue curve, you will get exactly the same amount of revenue.
Hey there. Forrest J. Ackerman, Internal Revenue Service.
Straight from Tavon. He's asked me to keep an accounting of your revenue streams and of your pets.
Real popular in building demolition.
Half the Pardillo family's revenue comes from construction concrete.
Support without which there's little chance of reversing the catastrophic downward trend in revenue from the Bahama territories.
Certainly you do. In fact, there's a question of using empty farmyards as new sources of revenue. I'd like to know what you feel about that.
Bringing these dual tracks together to form a single, potent revenue stream.
Did the money originate in China?
The money came from tribal revenue, as our FEC reports clearly state.
Let me rephrase. Did any of that revenue come from Chinese visitors who gambled at your casino?
Entirely. Well, I like the sound of that. So we're going to privatize Social Security and then raise revenue by hunting the elderly for sport?
Violate. Violate. Violate.
Violate. Violate.
I'm not going to lie. I'm going to tell them exactly what's going on. Their laws are being violated, violated, violated. We need to get those kids out of there.
I know how badly I violated your trust.
Someone has violated the sovereignty of my vehicular transport.
I am very alone and I'm very protective of my body. I do not want it violated or killed, all right?
There is no bond. Your parole's been violated, and you and your brother Tommy are headed back to prison.
Now, I know some of you may think that this kind of thinking is dangerous, and these machines violate your civil liberties.
I'm running her down now, but so far, your boy has violated his parole like 5 counts now.
I know you felt violated when the Bureau was watching you, but at least then you have protection.
I'm waiting. I can't violate my parole. I can't go back to 5 points.
Peter Burke has violated my trust over and over again. You know that.
Yes. When I said he did more than violate my body, he betrayed his country.
Profit. Profit. Profit.
Profit. Profit.
House Medici. In God and profit, profit, profit. And that profit emerges from vision.
For Rincon himself. But when he sells them for more money next year, he's keeping the profit. Profit. Profit.
And pillaging.
Well, how about the people here in Los Angeles that profit from it? Profit from it. Profit from it.
Thought you'd have parlayed those ripples into a self-righteous book. No one knows for profit. How did Israel know?
To create profit.
I'll lead you to the buyer directly, and I'll split the profit between the three of us.
I'm Groot.
Make the business work. 3 years, barely making a profit.
Felicity.
I'm looking. Okay, yes, I made a little profit. At least they had a place to live.
I swear, once the club starts making a profit, I will donate all of Malcolm's money.
Which you then shared with your friends in the military.
For a healthy profit.
So why? I mean, there's no profit motive. Why would someone do this?
He's not counterfeiting for profit. He's funding a war against his own country.
The sacrifice.
You turned down a 6-figure salary at Google to start your own nonprofit.
Concerning.
Concerning. Concerning. Concerning. Concerning.
We need to ask him a few questions concerning a police investigation. Concerning a police investigation. Concerning a police investigation.
This is Phil Bushy with an update concerning the ongoing manhunt in town. Concerning the ongoing manhunt in town. Concerning the ongoing manhunt in town.
Groups listening for concerning chatter. Concerning chatter. Concerning chatter. I think if you took a close look at what we've been doing.
What can we do for you, Sheriff?
I had a look at the coroner's report concerning your uncle.
Got some interesting news this morning concerning you.
Even outlandish ones concerning artisans capable of constructing war machines.
It's a dossier concerning a man named Farouk Hassad.
Yeah? What about him?
He had an interesting proposal for her concerning her daughters.
You are aware of the rumors concerning you and Renly?
I want my fingerprints, dental records, DNA, criminal records, family tree, everything there is in this world concerning Leonard Snart. I want it destroyed.
It seems His Excellency has made him privy to a scurrilous story concerning Lady Mary and the late Mr. Pamuk.
Jail visitation logs are monitored. Certainly those concerning dirty ex-cops.
Chord.
Chord.
Chord. Chord.
Chord.
Loved reading them that. And then he took an extension cord, and stood on his desk and hung himself.
Oh, Mansfield's birthday. He was born at 12:04 a.m. after a 36-hour labor. His mother, Dolores, declined all anesthesia. Rumor has it he cut his own cord.
You didn't see the extension cord.
No. Dream big, my boy.
Well, I guess I could use a belt.
A belt.
Yeah, you're right. I don't need it. Extension cord works pretty good.
Gone. His lungs weren't fully formed. Umbilical cord tied around his neck.
What is this?
That it's a VR1. It's a spinal cord stimulator.
And this is FDA approved.
Yes.
Oh, no. You didn't.
Didn't what?
He paralyzed his vocal cords.
You can do that? I mean, we could have shut him up whenever we wanted?
You need to stop pushing. I need you to stop pushing. The cord. It's wrapped around the baby's neck.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to walk me through this, all right?
You have to cut the cord so the baby can breathe.
Okay.
Clamp it.
Yes, why?
No reason.
Blew the locks with that cord. Ignored the alarms because he knew it'd be less than 30 seconds.
All right. I'll need about 200 feet of wire. Zip cord will work. Where the hell am I supposed to get that?
Great electric cord that started this. This would have burned to the ground if not for this man. He's a hero.
What? Just need a new cord. Nobody panic.
Go ahead, try it.
Literally.
Literally. Literally. Literally.
Literally.
Now that I've met him, I know that he's our weakest suspect. Literally. Literally. Literally.
He can literally transform himself into poison gas.
That's new.
Bastard. And I mean that literally. Literally.
Who is he?
Our weakness. I have witnessed him literally bypass people.
Poor Stabby. He trusted you. He believed in you. He literally gave you his hand in friendship.
They're literally nothing alike.
Oh, different motors.
There's literally nothing left for me to do. Your appeal was denied.
American Idol, more like American Treasure.
Her voice literally sings.
I input data into a spreadsheet. Literally, a scanner should be doing my job, and there's just too much bureaucracy for anyone to even notice.
Every way, but literally.
Why are you doing it this way?
It's a prison. I mean this literally.
All the vermin were literally jumping off his scalp.
Wardrobe.
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 Everybody, come down. He's here.
Finally. Wardrobe. Let's get him ready.
Dark hair, 5'6", worked on your movie. In wardrobe.
You haven't told me anything. What's going on? The wardrobe. The wardrobe. Wardrobe? The wardrobe? Like the wardrobe that sent little baby me to Maine?
I can ask you the same question, Toymaker.
Considering you lied about the wardrobe so you can send Pinocchio to this world.
I wouldn't have needed to if it wasn't for your...
I'll have to call you right back. Parker, can we discuss some of the many other possibilities for today's wardrobe?
Nah, I'm okay.
No, your wardrobe could use a little help.
You think?
Along with your wardrobe, wouldn't the painter insane if shit happened?
It's a mature choice for a man with such juvenile aesthetics, but it's difficult to match your look when you shop in a dead man's wardrobe.
The point is, proper wardrobe helps an actor connect to the words.
I don't know what's been going on with him lately, apart from a recent wardrobe change, but one thing that hasn't changed is...
Okay, everybody, back to the changing tent, please. New wardrobe and back in 10.
No, but he was a professional ETA. And considering the points awarded for wardrobe, it seems a little odd that he makes such an unforced error.